Yo, what's up, guys? So, Melty Blood type Lumina has been out for a couple hours now, and I've been playing a few games. Ranked is surprisingly smooth. The net code, I haven't had any lag or any issues with it, so I'm pretty shocked at how smooth things are going overall for this game's launch. Quite an impressive accomplishment by the devs at Type Moon. So, yeah, great job for to them. And one of the mechanics I wanted to go through, more important mechanics for this game, is the shield mechanic. So I put together a video where we start off with some of the tutorials and some of the training as well for how you can practice the shield mechanic. I think this is going to be one of the most important system mechanics in the game, since there's a whole button dedicated to it. So yeah, let's go over it right now. And if you guys like this type of content, please like, comment, subscribe, and let's get started. So starting off with a tutorial, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is press the D button to shield incoming attacks. And interesting thing to note is that a successful shield increases your moon icon, unsuccessful shield decreases your moon icon. Now, looking at this tutorial here, shield is a lot like blocking. So if you hold the shield button, you can block standing attacks, high attacks with the standing shield. And then you have to block low attacks with the crouching shield. So it's a lot like blocking. So you CCL going for the low attack, and I have to shield low. Now, you can also do an aerial shield, but unlike air blocking, aerial shield can nullify ground attacks as well. But if you fail, there are consequences to that in terms of recovery and other moves as well. So right here, you can see I'm blocking CL's air attack with an aerial shield. Now, here's where things get interesting. I think this is really where the heart of the shield mechanic is. So if you shield successfully, you can counter attack, and that's called a shield counter. Now, there are different things you can follow up with during a shield counter. The first one is A or C. So using A or C will follow up with a launcher in front of the player. Using shield counter B will teleport you behind the other player and attack their back. So yeah, so there are a couple options here, and the final option is actually shield counter B and C. So pressing B and C gives you an invincible counter rush. So it has the chance to counter, but it's an invincible attack that basically gets you out of the shield situation for the most part, in my experience so far. And of course, dealing with shield, you can, much like blocking, you could throw someone out of the shield. And, you know, if they're crouching with the shield, you can also attack with a high attack to get by that as well. Same with standing shield as well. So you can use a low attack to get around that. So this is one of the more expert tutorials here. There are certain defensive and offensive tactics after a shield has made attacking ineffective. So you can cancel an attack made ineffective and shield by pressing the D button, which will allow you to prepare for your opponent's shield counter. So this tutorial is pretty simple as well, even though it's in the expert section. All you're doing is shielding after your opponent shields your attack. So you can go back and forth with this indefinitely, and I'm going to go through this more later in the training section, but it really comes down to timing. Now, more defensive shield tactics. Here, doing a shield counter B, so teleporting behind and attacking. So defensive shield counter, this one's worth pausing for and reading. Shield counters B and C can also be used when a shield has made attacking ineffective. You can take advantage of this by attacking in a way that avoids your opponent's shield counter. Use the C attack against your opponent when they shield for a shield counter, then try fighting back with B and C. So shield counter B and C. It's important to note that B and C invincible shield counter eats up your moon icon. And it doesn't say that here, but from what I've seen, it eats up a significant chunk of your moon icon. I believe it's half your moon icon. So here you can see shield counter, and then I press B and C. So one of the more useful tutorials here is if you perform a shield to nullify a Moon skill, EX special, Arc Drive, Last Arc, Force Release, or Invincible skill. So what's happening here is that CL is going to use an EX skill, and she cannot shield back if I shield this, her EX skill. So once I shield this, I'm pretty much guaranteed a follow-up with an A, B, or B and C shield counter. So that's it. I think that was one of the more useful tutorials. There's a couple more battle strategies on how to shield, but they're pretty basic. So standing shield and crouching shield, we've gone over those. They do that tutorial again to kind of really get the point across. Yeah, so here's shield counter. Shield counter B, useful against opponents who shield right after their shield. So here I'm guessing where she's going to shield, either shield. So I either shield counter front or back, depending on what I think she's going to shield with. So a lot of this comes down to timing, and this training tutorial is pretty useful, but we're going to go into training mode where I found it a lot more useful to practice shielding. So here in the training mode, I set the dummy to guard all, and then you can actually turn on the shield and select the counter you want. So here I'm having Noelle do shield counter A, which is the front shield counter, and I'm practicing the timing to shield that back as well. So you can see I can shield that back, and it kind of can go back and forth until someone decides to stop or do a B and C. So here she's doing the cross up, the teleport behind you shield, and sometimes if I shield too early, I'm facing the wrong direction, so I do have to wait and time it a bit before I can shield and cross that up or follow up with my own shield counter. Yeah, there's a lot of timing here, and I definitely recommend practicing this in the training mode. So here I'm doing the B and C, the invincible shield. So I hit Noelle, and then she does an invincible shield cross up. And you can actually time and shield that as well. So the timing for that is a little bit different. So you can see here we're just shielding each other back and forth with the counters. Yeah, so I'm practicing the timing here, shield counters, back and forth. So I highly recommend going to training and trying this out. You can even set it to random, which is very tricky. So again, I think this is one of the more important features in the game. And it's interesting. I haven't played a lot of matches yet, so I can't say how well this is going to be in terms of like, there's a lot of guessing, so it could be quite frustrating. I could imagine this being one of the most polarizing features in the game, but it's an interesting defensive mechanic nonetheless, so I think we're going to have a lot of fun exploring it. So let's jump to the end here, where there's one last thing I did want to mention. So if you throw projectiles for zoning, so Vlov has a lot of zoning projectiles, but Noelle can get in it easily by shielding that and pressing B, so the shield teleport behind you. So pressing B teleports her behind you, but there's also a deeper game here where if you expect her to shield that, you can shield again when she, teleports behind you and presses B. So I thought that was interesting. That's it for this video. Again, shield mechanic, quite interesting. There's a lot to explore here. I think it's pretty fun. I hope this guide helped a little bit. And if you guys like that video, please like, comment, or subscribe. And I'll catch you guys next video. Thanks for watching.